So, welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we have an exclusive interview with Cliff High. Finally, after a long time of mailing, he's finally received the messages and replied. So, we're very honored to have him come onto the show and share some of his vast experiences and wealth of knowledge with us today. And he is obviously from halfpasthuman.com. And that is obviously the home of the Auto Report, as all my subscribers are more than aware. So I'd like to go straight into some questions with you, Cliff, if we may.
That'd be quite fine. We can jump right in.
On this channel, Cliff, you allow me the summary of the Auto Reports to be read out every single month, so my listeners are more than aware of who you are and up to speed with what it is that you do. I'd like to dive right into your personal woo-woo universe, as we have many questions today, not only from me, but from the growing community of subscribers who wish to focus on some more even deeper topics and on woo-woo subjects that you don't have time to expand on in other interviews. So we'll get straight in with the first question. We'll start with an easy one. Behind the scenes of creating the Webbot Auto Reports, what is it we don't hear about? Do you sometimes see things that are controversial or unbelievable that you don't put into the Webbot reports?
Yes, there's quite a bit of stuff that I will deliberately leave out. Some because I don't have a solid understanding that the prescience is valid. Okay, so I have to deliberately screen certain memes that come through because I think that they may be manipulation or an attempt to skew data, not necessarily aimed at myself, but aimed at some other effect. And so I throw things out quite frequently. And they do turn out to be prescient, but also I've learned enough now that they also turn out to be part of someone's game. An example, what might be someone that would be manipulating the Twitter feed in order to cause the algorithms that are operating the computers on Wall Street to trade certain ways. And the way that they manipulate that Twitter feed could throw because they're attempting to cause something to actually occur in the future, it has a tendency to force a particular kind of processing it within my stuff, and so it can throw a hitch in the get along. So I don't report things like that. And there are numerous attempts. So from my viewpoint, one of the things my spiders are doing is attempting to collect data in what can only really be described as a giant digital battlefield with many different parties at war, or not even at war, but attempting to manipulate the environment to their own end in conflict with someone else. And so it's a very difficult task, really, and has grown so from the 90s. In the 90s, that did not exist. It was a nice, pleasant, pastoral area where I could go on out and pick up the buttercups of prescient language. These days, we have to, watch out for logic bombs and DDoS attacks and you name it, hacks, and these other guys cracks, and it just gets really annoying. So I never go into that. And as a consequence, though, because of that development, I'm actually unsure as to how much we're not seeing anymore within our data sets because the view is being obscured by the smoke of everybody else's battle. A lot of this has to be sorted out, especially in that area, in the real deep woo-woo, from all the disinfo. So one thing I do know is that I can say quite confidently that the flat earth meme that we've seen so prevalent these last few years, I actually was able to, purely by chance, catch its origination out of the E-ring, out of Department of Defense here in the Pentagon. The E-ring is a particular shape, but it's basically concentric circles, and so everything is a ring going inwards. And there's the disinfo area, which is in the E-ring. And they're the ones that brought out the flat earth meme, or anything I would say would be speculation. So yeah, there's quite a bit that I don't include because at this point it's either not mature enough, I don't have enough background hooks to other entities to see how it's going to impact us, or it's so far out that it's not yet in a position where there's enough details to validate it, if that makes any sense at all. So for a lot of stuff on the Ice Age was way out in the year 2000, and so didn't really get around to discussing it until, little allusions to it in the 2003, 4, 5, and 6 range in terms of the reports. And it's taken a long time for that to get this robust within the data.
It's fantastic that you can actually pinpoint the origin of like you've just stated, the flat earth meme, because one thing that obviously occurs is you have a truth movement which is trying to educate itself, but can quite easily be led down a wrong path. And because the manipulation and what appears to be evidence, which can sometimes seem fairly logical when you're trying to seek that truth, it can disjoint the entire truth seeking community into a division of effectively confrontation between both sides, which is obviously all designed to create that confrontation. Is that correct?
That'd be quite correct, and that would be, I think, an accurate speculation as to one of the effects that was desired from that meme.